everybody, it's Becky. How are you today? I'm coming in to introduce you all to Raven, my Halloween cat. Raven and her bats are just kind of hanging out with us this morning. I'm working down here on the body and the tail. So I figured I'd do a little whip and chat and catch you guys up. Nothing real exciting has happened this week. I've been just here at the house, doing my regular work week. I called my mechanic shop the other day, and unfortunately they can't get my car in until this upcoming Tuesday. So on Tuesday the 10th, I'll take my car in. They agree with my assessment that it's probably the head gasket that's gone out. So, of course, they'll get the car Tuesday and they will, do a full diagnostic on it and, give me a call with, the final diagnosis before they go through and do any repairs on it. They gave me an estimate on the repairs, which is, right in line with where I expected it to be. So yeah, Tuesday my car will go in the shop and they said it'd probably be about a week before I got the car back. They said once they get it disassembled, if it is the head gasket, they'll have to send the engine head over to the machine shop and make sure that it is, in good condition, have it milled down, make sure that it's nice and solid for the new head gasket to go on. They said with the time that the machine shop takes, to expect about a week of downtime. If they didn't have to send the head out to get it milled, it would be like a 2 or 3 day repair, but they have to wait on the machine shop to do their part, which I totally understand. So yeah, I have been a week without my car so far, and this weekend we're going to go up to my in-laws. They have a spare car that they're going to loan me for this next week. My husband just doesn't like me being home without a car, and I totally get that. I understand his concerns, but it's not like I've got to commute to work or anything. So and any household errands that I need to run, I can do in the evenings after he's home. But he wants me to have a drivable car here throughout the week just in case. So that's the update on my car. Let's see. That's really all that's going on right now. Of course, you probably all saw yesterday my excitement about my new Craftably painting called A Dreamy Retreat. I am super, super excited about that painting. I cannot wait to figure out a time that I can get it started, but it probably will be next year. I know some of you commented on that video that you have that painting as well. So you absolutely understand my excitement about that gorgeous, gorgeous painting. Let's see. So of all the comments, there were lots of names that were commented on my video about what to name the kitty cat. But I believe it was DP Crazy Lady who suggested Raven. So that was my favorite of all the names. So that's what we went with. Several other names like Luna and Let's see, Blackberry was suggested and call him Berry for short. Or there's a couple others that were really cute that I liked as well. But if not, some of the names that had been suggested I've used for cats in the past and didn't want to reuse. But Raven is one that I had never used, so that's what we did. Speaking of cats, my little Sweet Pea this morning, she is acting super paranoid. Like, she's like creeping around the house and being very cautious, as if there's some sort of danger around every corner. There is no danger, I can assure her of that, but her little kitty cat brain has decided that there's something creepy in the house. And so this morning when my husband was getting ready for work, she did not come out and spend time with him and get cookies like she normally does, which was weird. When I woke up this morning, usually whenever I'm starting to wake up in the mornings, my alarm's starting to go off, she usually comes and you know, cuddles with me for a little bit. She didn't do that, you know, and then I got up and I noticed that, you know, her pile of cookies that my husband had left for her was still there, which usually the moment you put cookies out for her, she just gobbles them right up. So it's a little weird. So I looked under the bed. That's her primary hiding spot, and sure enough, she was there. She was fine. She just acted as though I had just woken her up. Now, I will admit, she's a very hard sleeper. She snores. She will sleep to the point that, like, when you go to wake her up, she is, you know, trying to wake up a human that doesn't like being woken. And you can kind of, you pet her and she won't move, and oh no, she's a very hard sleeper. But she woke up and she kind of batted her eyes at me and yawned, and you know, she's been up around the house this morning since I've been up. She did eat her cookies finally. I don't know what her deal is this morning. She's just, there's always been this one vent in the house that she's always been very nervous about. Like, she'll like creep over to it and like sniff at it. But she doesn't like that one air vent. But now she's just kind of acting that same way throughout the whole house. There was a duffel bag laying in the bedroom that's always in that spot. That's its spot. And for some reason, she was really leery of that duffel bag. She was leery of the closet. I don't know, she's just acting weird today. So hopefully it's nothing bad, and maybe she just had a bad dream or something. I do know that there are a lot of stray cats wandering around our neighborhood right now. You know, ones that have been around here a lot, but she's, you know, she doesn't ever go outside. She's an indoor only girl. But, you know, seeing these other cats roaming around her property, because it's her yard, even though she's never set foot in it. You know, I don't know if they're out there making her nervous, because I believe there's some of them that are battling for territory, if you will. So I don't know if it's their anxiety outside that's rubbing off on her, or what her deal is. So we may also have a trip to the vet soon, just to make sure that she's physically okay. If you have any suggestions for cat anxiety, let me know. She's, like I said, she's usually, you know, right there when the cookie bottle gets shaken, and, you know, just ready to snuggle in the mornings, and she just wasn't today. She doesn't seem to be physically hurt in any way, but like I said, she's just very anxious today, and I don't know why. So hopefully she gets to feeling better, and that there's not anything actually wrong with her. But if she doesn't straighten up soon, I'll probably have to make an appointment at the vet, get her looked at. Oops, we missed a T right there. Missed one right there. Okay. So, this weekend I'm going, well, we're up at my in-laws. There's a quilt show in their town. Plan on going to see that. But otherwise just hanging out with them and visiting, and that's the only thing we've got going this weekend. Can't really think of anything else to talk about. I think I'm caught up on everybody's videos. Trying to think of if there was any questions that anybody had that I needed to answer, but I can't think of any right off. So yeah, not very much of a chat in our whipping chat, but I'm getting some stuff done on this kitty cat. But yeah, if you guys have anything that you'd like me to chit chat about, you let me know, and either say, hey Becky, you know, in your own videos, be like, hey Becky, what do you got going on? You know, answer this question, that question, whatever. I guess Halloween, I know it's coming up, and a lot of people probably have plans for it. I've never really done Halloween. My parents really couldn't afford to, you know, go out and buy costumes every year, so we really didn't do a whole lot on Halloween. You know, my grandmother bought candy for us, but we didn't have to trick or treat for it. She just gave us candy. I think a few times we went to like a school carnival, but we, you know, couldn't actually afford to, you know, buy tickets to play any games or anything, so that wasn't very fun. So yeah, Halloween's just not a big part of my life. My husband grew up trick-or-treating every year, and, you know, having a costume and doing the whole 9 yards. So, but even now, like, you know, I thought when I moved to town that I'd have like a bunch of trick-or-treaters come through. That has not been the case. There was one year I counted, I had gotten candies, you know, to give out to trick-or-treaters. And I gave out, literally in the entire night, I gave out like, I think 6 pieces of candy. You know, at the end of the night, I just kind of like let the kids have as much as they wanted. But yeah, I had like 6 trick-or-treaters that one time. Our town, you know, and I think a lot of surrounding towns have gone to do what they call trunk or treat, where they have like all the churches and stuff get together and do like trick-or-treating in their parking lots. All the church members set up, you know, and decorate the trunk of their car, and kind of like a tailgate party type thing, but with candy. And so I think a lot of people do that now instead of going door to door. That's the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about. So on the 3rd Thursday of every week, or every month, our downtown association does a little festival. They bring in, you know, food trucks and different businesses and organizations around town set up booths, and all the downtown businesses stay open late that one night per week or per month. And it's just a nice little town gathering every week or every month. Well, for October, they've put out their advertisement, and they're calling it Halloween Town. And on the advertisement, it tells all the different booths that'll be set up. You know, there'll be, you know, different activities for kids, kids games, face painting, balloon animals, blah, blah, blah. Those are all pretty normal. And then, of course, you know, there'll be vendors selling, you know, different crafts or, you know, products from like the multi-level marketing things. Anyways, they're showing a movie downtown. And the other thing that they listed as one of the booths, among many others, is a beer garden. Now, we have a brewery in town. The brewery not only serves beer, but they also make a mean brick oven pizza. And a lot of families go down to this brewery and enjoy a meal together. There's almost always kids in this brewery because they, you know, yes, they have the bar area, but they also have, you know, regular tables, and, you know, it's a very family-friendly environment. And so this particular business, as they do many times throughout the year, is setting up a tent, a beer garden, at this downtown festival for our community. Now, there's one lady, and I'm sure there's more than one lady in our town, but this one lady is very, very vocal on Facebook about how, you know, how passionate she is about, you know, her Christianity. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash Christians, but I don't care for the way this one lady goes about things. She sits there and says that because of her Christianity, we can't do this, we can't do that. But when she saw the flyer for this, you know, this month's downtown festival, and she saw the words beer garden on there, she makes this big hussy post on Facebook about how, you know, how dare we allow a beer garden at a children's festival? You know, how dare we, you know, endanger children's lives by having beer available for people to just walk around drinking? How are we going to stop people from being belligerently drunk? How are we going to stop people, you know, from harming people's children, blah, blah, blah. Now, like I said, this particular business has set up many times at these, you know, monthly festivals. And the rules that the city has set is that, you know, people are only allowed to consume beer in their tent. They cannot leave with an open drink. Anybody who is caught with an open container outside of their tent area runs the risk of being arrested for, you know, public intoxication or, you know, whatever other laws they may be breaking. So, you know, the city is aware that, you know, the beer will be there, and the city is okay with this beer tent being set up, and, you know, they have rules, and they make sure that those rules are enforced. Anyways, this one lady is just throwing a huge fit about how, you know, we are putting children's lives at risk because of a beer garden at a children's event. And it just makes me mad that some people are just so concerned with, you know, enforcing their way of life on everybody else, that nobody else is allowed to live any way other than hers. And that, you know, she just thinks that her way is the only way. And every time things don't go her way, she throws a little fit about it. I don't know, it just struck a nerve with me that she you know, thinks that we're, you know, trying to corrupt the children of the city by having beer in one tiny little corner of a community event because, oh no, the children, we must protect the children. So yeah, I don't know, I was just particularly annoyed by that whole post. And I actually, at one point in time, was Facebook friends with this person, and I, you know, usually ignore her posts because they just annoy me. But she's a friend of a friend, and so I was like, all right, well, you know. But I have since unfriended her because I'm just tired of her thinking that her way, or her, you know, her way's the only way, and I couldn't stand looking at her posts anymore, so I unfriended her, and, I don't know. Does anybody else get annoyed by other people just insisting that there is no other way to live a life other than their own? You know, I think everybody's entitled to be able to live however they want to live. And, you know, if your way of living is not my way of living, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you you're wrong and you can't live that way because, you know, my God says this. Well, you know, if your God was that concerned with me, he'd talk to me himself, you know? But I don't know, I had to unfriend her, and I hate to do that because I know she's a good friend to a friend of mine, and, you know, I know she wants to do good things for the community, but there's a way to go about that and a way not to. So, I don't know, throwing a fit about something you disagree with at a community event, blaming the fact that, oh, children will be there. You know what? I'm sure plenty of kids have seen way worse in this world than a tent that they're not allowed in. So, I don't know. That's my rant for the day. I'm going to get off that soapbox before it shoots my blood pressure up. Anyways, if you guys have any Halloween traditions, fun Halloween stories from your childhood that you want to share, let me know. And anyways, here's where we're at. I'm going to zoom back out on Raven, give you one last look here. So far, we've got all of the sky done, and we're about halfway done with her body. Got a little bit of outlining around the tail still yet. See if I can get some of that glare off of there. Putting my hand over it did not help. So there it is without my overhead light. Like I said, you can see right here where I'm working, I've got a little bit of the tail here still yet to do. Looks like there's, so that is, it looks like a really big gapping on the camera, but it's really not. The gapping is pretty standard for round drills. So we'll see how that turns out whenever I get down into it. This canvas has been super, super clear. I've really enjoyed working on it. It's an adorable image, and at the rate I'm going, I should be done with it fairly soon. I'm not going to give an estimate of days because, you know, things happen. And then after this, I'll be working on my pumpkin coasters. And then I will be going into my Christmas painting, which is, I believe it's called Frosty Forest Friends. It's a Diamond Art Club. So I'll show that to you probably in my next video so that you can see what I'm going to be working on next. I'll talk to you guys later and have a great day. Bye-bye.